My name's David Presbury. I'm 71 and I'm a dermatologist. Yeah, we run a laser clinic here now, so I'm doing something slightly different, but it's still dermatology. I went into practice here with a much older guy called John Cowley, who was about 30 years older than me. And I joined him and he said, there are two things you've got to do. One is you've got to join ProfMed, the other one is you've got to join PPS. So I did both, and I didn't really know what I was getting into, except I did understand that, we don't have a national health system here, and I needed some cover. I had 3 children, so I just joined, and that was it 40 years ago. The way it's worked for me is that I paid increasing premiums over time, both to take out a larger share of cover, plus also to allow for inflation and the other things that go on. But if you take that total sum over 40 years, what the profit share account came to was more than 3 times the total amount of premiums that I'd paid over 40 years, which is an amazing and I think very unusual investment. And the good news about all of this is that there's no penalty for claiming. I only had one claim. It was for less than a month. But it didn't matter if I'd had a lot of claims, provided they're genuine and everything's right. There's no penalty. It doesn't affect your profit share account in any way. And what is more, when you do claim, it's back to the first day of the claim, provided you're off for at least 7 days. That's when there's a real need, when you're off for more than a week. Most people can absorb a few days here and there with a bit of flu or something. But once it's over a week, there's usually something significant happening to make you unable to work for a week, and it goes right back to day one and kicks in from there, which is, I think, unusual and very welcome. You could take broader cover, you could even cover for your very specific specialty, cost a little bit more money, because otherwise, if, for instance, I couldn't do minor operations anymore, I wouldn't really be able to be a dermatologist, but I could have used my brain and worked for a pharmaceutical company or worked for medical aids or something. But you're able to then take out much more specific cover to cover you for your absolute own job that you do. It's all professionals in there. It costs less, like the group life, because of the reliability of the clients, which are all professionals working for themselves, keen to get back to work and not keen to be off work for obvious reasons. It's a very remarkable institution. It would be crazy, for instance, to say for me to have dropped out after 20 years. I would probably have got about maybe 10 or 15% of what I've got now, because it compounds as you go along. But I did a simple sum. It's not accurate because I can't remember what the original monthly contributions were, but they were very small indeed. But I worked out that by the time I took my lump sum at 40 years, it added up to at least 3 times my total contributions over a 40-year period. So if I'd put in 100,000 in contributions, this would have been at least 300,000. It was considerably more than that for obvious reasons. Absolutely tax-free. It comes to you, and you can do what you like with it. I mean, you can put it into your retirement package. You can, I don't know, buy a Ferrari, and part of it you can leave with PPS investments, because you're still part of that when you retire if you want to be. The way that it's structured is that there are members appointed by the various major professional bodies like the Medical Association or the Dental Association, and they appoint someone to the board, and therefore if you're a doctor or a dentist or an attorney, you have a way in there. They're elected members of the board, and they are responsible to the people who elect them. So you can always find somebody in your profession whom you can talk to about your difficulties. And if that board member doesn't have all the answers that you want and the input, they will find a way to get it to you very easily. So it's very easy to penetrate the company and find out what's going on. It's very transparent. And clearly, as the members are elected and appointed, if you don't like what's there, you can change it with your vote. So it's a mutual, it's owned by its members, so there's no way you can buy into this company or influence it financially or economically in any way. But there it is, it's there for the members. They own it, they take a share out of it when they retire from PPS. It's easy to get in there to find out, one is what it really all means, or two, how you think it could improve, your lot could be improved. I honestly don't think, for choosing PPS, if you're a professional, there can't be a better deal at the price you pay for it. It really is transparent, the costs are low, the costs are made clear to you. I was on the retirement annuity fund for years there, and there wasn't a better deal in terms of retirement annuity professionals that you could get, where you could absolutely see the costs. And I think that sort of transparency makes it very obvious if you start to make comparisons as to value for money. It's very different with a listed company as far as I can see. You have to have very short-term objectives, because the short-term objectives are to give shareholder value in the short term, whereas PPS is really a long-term project for people over 40 years, 35 years, however long you're in practice, with long-term investment goals and very little risk. So you've got the cover while you're doing it, and if you hang in a very substantial profit at the end, and it's working for you, the members, and certainly not working for shareholders out there who are only interested in a quick buck.